Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to beautiful Kissimmee, Florida at the Reunion Resort. Sean Green, Nick Dichiria. This is the first semifinal that we're going to get in this DPFL Championship. These gentlemen have already guaranteed $1,000 in their pocket. Now they're trying to go for $6,000 for first place or $3,000 for second. Soldier just made $3,000 for making a top four a couple weeks ago on ESPN. He would like to better that today.
Yeah, and of course the format for the semifinal is increased to a first to five there.
Beautiful. It's a little bit longer format, which I prefer and love because the more time I get to watch these two battles that we're about to get in the semifinals, I'm going to just call it. This is CDC versus PDC in the semifinals. Jermaine Wattimena versus Leonard Gates, and then Alex Spellman taking on Gian Van Vliet. You could also call this USA versus Netherlands.
The battle of the acronyms.
What?
CDC, PDC.
The battle of the acronyms. USA versus NED.
Well, you can see 140 there does get Wattimena into a good position, but not as good as he would like, especially if Gates can find a trouble here on this visit. Does not, though. So 144 doesn't have to go, but might have to go. Depends.
I'm laughing because that's exactly how I would have messed that up, too. Just straight up. Like, I would not have been able to do it. How? Another one of those. And that's a perfect first dart. I don't think it's a perfect second dart, though. Leaves tops if he returns. Jermaine Wattimena, 49.
Double 16.
Yep.
Double 8. Doesn't go. And a little bit of that double trouble that we saw from that last, halfway point from the last match we saw against Mawson there.
Good market for Gates, but it's going to be double 10. And he also goes inside. Not like either of these players to miss doubles like that.
I think it's some first leg blues going on as Wattimena does find it there. And I don't think that standard will be the standard we'll see for the rest of this match, more than likely.
Yeah, JW takes a 1-0 lead. It's just a hold a throw. And honestly, with it being kind of a little bit of a shaky first leg, if you're Gates, you got to feel decent about that. The only thing you don't feel decent about is that top 8 battle that you had to kind of warm you up for this one, because Gates only averaged 75.
Well, how about that average increase right there, finding a maximum upstairs to start off leg number 2 here.
Again, a huge thank you to the Professional Darts Corporation for allowing us to stream these players and for giving them the access to do so.
Well,
it makes things so much better for our viewers, better for us, better for everyone.
I do want to also, while we're in the mood of giving shout-outs here, want to mention as well, hold on. Leonard Gates said, let me go ahead and hit this first real quick, and then you can go ahead and say whatever you're going to say, Nick. Free beer in the Dart Hall there for these players watching and supporting the finals as we get another 180 in response from Wattimena.
His second of the leg.
Three
Leonard would like to not hit another 180. 60 only. So PDC versus CDC battle is about to be 2-0 PDC. It is a race to 5. So a bit of a longer format. That does go in the double 10. 2-0 lead for Wattimena, and he'll just do-si-do and pivot back to the starting line.
Yeah, and you can see that was a great recovery from him. I mean, again, both those guys in the first leg were not near the standard of what you would typically expect, and they immediately snapped out of it. Really just onslaught after onslaught between these two competitors here.
Great darts from Soldier, who's struggling a little bit in the past couple matches. But when you're playing against Jermaine Wattimena, nice 1-3-1, and it's 1-3-1, and he's averaging what he's averaging, you just kind of have to improve, or else you're going to lose 5-0.
No, you certainly do. I mean, there's not really much room for error here, as you can see some perfection coming from Leonard Gates on that one.
And as he shows us, he's never been about that. Gator never been about that life.
He does give the good, come on, Gator, every now and then.
Oh, yeah.
And I actually was out there filming earlier, and he gave one right to the camera.
Come on, Gator.
Love it. Love every bit of it. Gates just going to try to tee it up here and having a little bit of trouble. You need to find something, and
That's
doesn't
breakfast.
do it. Yeah, I mean, he does do the bare minimum, but not the way that he would like.
Wattimena just trying to set it up. 36 left. Does that
Teed up
beautifully.
beautiful.
Gates, the 160 look. Oh, that's a beautiful first dart.
Needs to follow it.
Oh. And that was literally the difference between a millimeter of it grabbing the flight a different way.
Yeah, I mean, excellent visit there for Gates, but not excellent
for a 13
enough.
Darter. 13 dart hold of throw for Jermaine Wattimena. It's a 3-0 lead. They're both improving, but Wattimena's improvement is started at a higher level. You get the side profile look from Soldier. From the front, his throw looks like it's not quite an aimed. It's more of a feel throw, but you can see right there from the side, it's about as textbook as it actually should be. The side profile is always the way to really look at a dart throw. That's where you're going to see the consistencies between player to player.
Yeah, and it's also the discrepancies too, right? I mean, not only from the side angle, but everybody's dart throw in different versions, different angles, always looks slightly different. And when you're trying to mimic or maybe recreate the throw or work on your own throw, it's noted that you need to check the different angles, right? And these guys have excellent form. There's no real questioning that.
Well, yeah, they're top players in the world because of that. Soldier hits the 177. Big dart from Leonard Gates. Leaves 44.
Yeah.
And this is what we like to see out of him.
Magnificent
11 dart hold to throw. Look at these averages just raising. Roof raising.
Yeah, this is amazing standard from these guys, and this is what we expected to see. And we told you the first leg was an outlier. But
if he misses this, and he doesn't, big 12 dart hold to throw for Gates. 3-1.
Yeah, needed that leg on the board, but this is where it starts to get a little bit hairier here as right now Wattimena starting off with perfection once again. Second time in this match he started off that way.
That's a 180 from JW. Soldier trying to follow suit. The 140 is a good match, but we're seeing top darts for the PDC, for the CDC, battling it out. Leonard Gates, Houston, Texas native. Plays soft tip, plays steel tip. Former semi-professional baseball player. And he is a grinder on the dartboard. He's traveling weekly to play darts in these major tournaments.
Probably one of the most traveled, at least inside the U.S., for current playing players. He really has gone around and done almost every tournament from the bottom level to the top level. You can see him at your local regional sometimes. He'll just show up there and put on a dominant performance.
Yep. Yeah. The only level that he has not played at is that PDC level. He's probably one of those North Americans and United States players that has a likely chance of getting a tour card at some point. I mean, he dominated stage 1 last year and just fell short on stage 2, and he would be the type of player that would utilize it fully, that type of tour card. You see him, he's the number 3 seed in the senior match play.
He will not get a look here. He wanted to try to give himself at least one dart going for the pole.
4-1 lead.
And does get it there. Look at that from Wattimena. Getting it 4-1 and putting himself in pole position to potentially get this match.
Soldier getting it started here.
Needs to start off strong.
It's as simple as this. He's got to win the rest of them. Or else we're going to have a PDC Dutch player in the final in Jermaine Wattimena.
He certainly would like that, right?
100%. In that second semifinal that will be coming up next, it is Alex Spellman, the Jackal, taking on Jan van Vleen, 22 years old, taking on Alex Spellman, who is becoming an ambassador for the game here in North America.
Agreed there. And right now, Leonard Gates, you can't count him out. You look at this 4-1 score deficit, but even then, he's also one of those guys that will fight every single leg. I've never seen him give up on a leg, even in his most frustrated moments that we've ever caught him on. He does not give up on it, especially for this much money, for this much pride on the line as well, let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean, you saw leg number 1, he averaged 70-something in that first leg, and now has risen right there above 100 heading into that throw. So he's starting, I mean, he's up for the task of throwing with these guys. Wattimena is so good at timing in darts, and that's the biggest thing from the top level. You're just you're better at timing than you are your opponents. Soldier will get 1 dart at 32, and he'll be back.
Yeah, the double's a little bit off on that last dart there. Was kind of following the first 2 there, but no harm, no foul, leaving on a 16. And especially with Wattimena's position, like you mentioned. 16 to get a second leg on the board and try to get himself back into this one. Going to try to use that to his advantage. Can ride right in on the barrel and does do so and gives a little bit of stuff to the camera.
4-2. And you can see exactly what was in the mind of Jermaine Wattimena. Hey, I can give him that leg because I have the throw next. And he has a lot of breathing room, right? He could lose this one too. And he will still have another leg where he will have to be broken. It's a tough ask for Leonard Gates. It's a tough ask for anyone in the world in this position.
But, you know, how many times has Leonard Gates been on the other end of that situation, right? He's used to that position, and he knows what needs to be done here. He's not disillusioned. There's no illusions of grandeur here. He is just going to try to go to work once again.
And same way for Jermaine Wattimena. He has been up this amount before and had opponents come back and beat him. So he is also going to know not to take the foot off the gas. He'll be weary of that, especially with his opponent showing up and ready to battle.
Yeah, all gas, no brakes, like you said there. Trying to get himself to a finish, 2-3-6 in good position. Going to try to follow that dart on the wire. Needs one of these to go in.
Treble would effectively stolen the throw, and unfortunately it does not, so Wattimena has 6 from 220. I like those odds.
Yeah. You know, winning darts, 50-50 every time. Everything's 50-50. I almost said that correctly. That was great. 1-7-6 cannot go, so how well can he set himself up here?
Needs a treble. Gets it. All right, Shanghai for the match and spot in the final.
Can use that.
Does. Tops. Oh, drops it low. Soldier's going to get a look. Needs it. Must go for Soldier Leonard Gates.
Important to stay true here as well. You want that guaranteed dart no matter what.
Beautiful. Double 8.
Soldier trying to take advantage into the red bit. But it doesn't find it, and you can see it was almost a grimace there from him.
Oh, no, he shouted loudly. It was a heavy growl from Soldier.
That it was. But a little bit double trouble. Wattimena does not find it. So now the opportunity handed back over. Leonard Gates knows the importance of this moment. This could completely flip the script of this match. It has to go. It doesn't.
And in this situation, Nick, would you agree that that's a moment where Soldier was not expecting to come back, and that adrenaline dump that he just had by screaming, thinking it was over, he was unable to really regain the form?
Yeah, no, I would 110% agree with you there. I think that was one of those things where he didn't expect to have the opportunity, like you said. But on top of that, it was the frustrations of knowing that he missed the previous round. I think he was still kind of thinking about those last 3 darts more so than the adrenaline dump of anything else. But there's so many factors that really play into it. And you can see Leonard Gates obviously a little disappointed with this exit. But, I mean, Wattimena has kind of been that guy today, and he's really showing some of the best stuff.